Enter the light of eternity, where the sacred whispers of heaven fill your soul and every breath becomes a prayer. Your stalker may believe they have been playing tricks on you, but they have been playing tricks on God. The Almighty is now going to demonstrate to them what happens when you mistreat His people. The bill is due today, and the universe has been keeping score. There is nothing your stalker can do to prevent the most unpleasant wake-up of their pitiful existence, which is coming directly from the throne room of heaven. As a chosen one, you must realize a basic aspect of your nature. Nothing and no one can stop you when you are following your divine path and living in accordance with your genuine purpose. Your shield is the universe itself. When someone attacks you or throws negativity at you, you can see what happens. Everything rebounds back onto the sender with compound interest. The heavenly protection that surrounds you is not merely a pleasant spiritual idea. Rather, it is a dynamic, living power that steps in at any moment when someone tries to hurt you. Celestial forces intervene and reroute any negative energy that is projected against you back to its original source. Because of who you are and the route you're taking, this protection comes naturally to you. You don't even need to ask for it or think about it. Your spiritual advisors are actively downloading insight into your consciousness rather than merely keeping watch over you. Without you even being aware of it, they are demonstrating to you precisely how to handle certain situations. Because you are getting heavenly wisdom in real time, your intuition is more acute than it has ever been. You decided against retaliating as most people would. You decided to concentrate on creating your empire and let the universe deal with your conflicts. Just one choice lifted you above the drama that devours weaker spirits and kept you apart from the mayhem. Instead of catching or throwing back arrows that fly your way, you just move aside and let them to go through empty air as heavenly forces reroute them to their intended path. You are untouchable because you refuse to fight. You demonstrated that you were acting under divine direction rather than human feeling by your wisdom in choosing to remain silent when others would have screamed, to maintain your composure when others would have panicked, and to continue building when others would have stopped. And someone in your social circle has a dangerously intense obsession with you. This person is always, watching you. While you're out there creating your empire and living out your purpose, they've made it their full-time job to keep an eye on your life. Sitting in the shadows, they are observing everything you do as if you were their own entertainment system. You stand for something that this person lost and will never regain. While they were dropped like yesterday's news, you are the new, shining investment. If you feel the divine love, now is the time to share. Click the Super Thank You button on YouTube to contribute $50 or more and help us spread God's blessings. What you do is being watched and serves as a seed, and in the future it will come back to you a millionfold. The contrast between you and them is so sharp that it drives them completely crazy. Where you're growing, they're stagnating, and where you're flourishing, they're withering. This individual is essentially a coward. They don't have the guts to face you head-on, so they work in the background. They do all of their work in the background, using middlemen and manipulation. They know deep down that they can't compete with you on any level, which is why they fear direct confrontation. Perhaps you're younger than this individual, or perhaps you're simply more lively and alive. In any case, you stand for everything people wish they were but will never be. You're entertaining. You're interacting. They are the opposite of you, draining, negative, the type of person others avoid. You are the type of person that people naturally flock towards. Early on, you were aware of their observation and took a decision that would alter the course of events. You made the decision to live even more courageously rather than running away, becoming paranoid, or allowing fear to rule your actions. You opted for confidence over fear and openness over concealment. Your choice to continue with your daily schedule in spite of their observation conveyed a message that resonated in the spiritual world. You were stating that your life is yours, not someone else's obsession. Most people never access the depths of divine protection that this decision activated. To make them more comfortable, you refuse to shrink. To allay their jealousy, you refuse to lower your brightness. You wouldn't alter your course to meet their illness. These rejections demonstrated your self-awareness and refusal to compromise for others. The buddies they sent to find out more about you were surprised to find that you were genuinely confident. Since you had nothing to conceal, you made no attempt to do so. Their spies were perplexed by your candor, which hindered their task. You decided to be honest rather than paranoid when you discovered that people were being dispatched to question you. You kept your peace, lived really, and responded to inquiries in a natural way. Their entire intelligence-gathering operation was thwarted by this answer. Someone who has been observing this stalker's actions with increasing distaste and awareness is significant in this case. This individual is fully aware of what has been taking place. They have witnessed the obsessive behavior and stalking, and they are appalled by it. They have been attempting to curb the stalking behavior by establishing limits, but the stalker consistently breaks them. The stalker has been apprehended trawling through private correspondence, violating privacy, and going beyond acceptable bounds. Every infraction increases distaste and resolve to put a permanent stop to this. Their discussions have devolved into furious altercations. This individual is directly criticizing the stalker's actions and requesting that they cease their compulsive observation of your life. They are expressing utter confusion about how someone could get so engrossed in seeing another individual. The obvious distinction between you and the stalker is becoming abundantly evident to this person. Whilst you are leading a purposeful and dignified life, the stalker is acting in a more pitiful and desperate manner. There is no more clear contrast. Since they can see that you are innocent in this circumstance, they are growing protective of you. You're just doing what you can, and that's what's making the stalker crazy. You're not attempting to create drama or trouble. For someone who has decided to live in darkness, your very existence, your very success, and your own joy are like torture. This person is experiencing a full and permanent mental awakening. Now that they can plainly understand the stalker's true nature, they are disgusted by what they observe. They're coming to the realization that they are more worthy than someone who wastes their time worrying about someone else rather than forming a deep connection with them. You never made an effort to make this person oppose the stalker. You never said anything bad about them. You never made an effort to influence events to your advantage. Through your decisions and deeds, your character spoke for itself. The stalker's actions seemed even more pitiful in contrast to this restraint, which showed a level of maturity. Ryan, stop thinking about that. I need your whole focus. Nothing you've heard today compares to this. We're sharing what we know about personal power, including how to activate your divine mission, heal others, and heal yourself. No holding back, no fluff, no filters. Every week on Zoom, we reveal the precise methods that transformed us from mindless puppets into sentient producers. We've filled it with the esoteric codes we've acquired over the course of years of actual spiritual conflict and metamorphosis. Joining the Obsidian Inner Order is an invitation to enhance a worldwide frequency that awakens other selected individuals, in addition to gaining access to knowledge that is prohibited. You're entering a movement that is altering reality itself, not just answering a call. We've all benefited in every way. The order is awaiting you. Link in description. The most startling reality in the whole matter is going to be revealed by the universe. This stalker has been living a double life that would leave anyone in shock, all the while compulsively watching your life and feeling envious of your success and happiness. This person began their own covert contact with someone else while accusing you of being the victim, stalking you at all times, and establishing a romantic relationship with someone else in the background. It's astounding how hypocritical they are. They were meeting this other person in hotels, putting together a complex lie, leading a totally different life, and torturing everyone around them with their infatuation with you. While they pursued this covert relationship, they made their partner feel invisible, unworthy, and as though they didn't even exist. They used ruthless and skillful emotional manipulation. They made you the antagonist in a tale in which they were the real traitor, projecting all of their guilt onto you. As they surreptitiously developed their covert romance, they caused their partner to doubt reality, their own value, and everything else. Brother and sister, everything done in faith is returned in God's abundance. You can donate $100 using the Super Thank You button and be part of this divine call. If your roots are connected to Him, your fruit will be blessed. Truth is revealed by divine justice at precisely the proper time. All of their meticulous preparation, evidence concealment efforts, and manipulation strategies are about to come crashing down. Everything will be revealed to the person they have been lying to, and the confrontation will be explosive. The proof is overwhelming, despite the stalker's attempts to dodge and reject the situation through arguments and fights. They've been exposed, and their desperate attempts to justify their actions only serve to further embarrass and dehumanize them. The fact that their fixation with you was always based on projection, they were actually doing exactly what they accused you of doing, makes this even more illuminating. Relationships were being destroyed by them. They were the ones who were lying. They were the ones causing the drama and mayhem. When you realize that they were living a falsehood while you were living a genuine life, their jealousy of you becomes even more perverse. While they were drowning in their own lies, they were envious of your candor. Even though you knew something wasn't right, you felt that the truth would come to light in God's time, so you never attempted to expose their duplicity. You avoided getting your hands dirty in their mess because of your patience and faith in global justice. Your dedication to leading a truthful life acted like a mirror, reflecting their deceit back to them. By contrast, your sincerity made their deceitful character clear, so you didn't need to accuse or look into it. While others chose deceit in their lives, you chose openness in yours. The entire situation's result was predetermined by this decision alone. Lies are always defeated by truth. Manipulation is always defeated by authenticity. When their world began to fall apart, you remained pure because you refused to be involved in their drama. You were creating something genuine and long-lasting, whereas they were balancing lies and other deceptions. Since truth always comes to light through divine timing, the evidence of their secret life began to surface. The universe took care of the investigation and provided the proof when it was appropriate, so you didn't need to do any detective work or digging. The cosmos has had enough. The limit of divine tolerance has been reached. The upcoming cosmic correction will be quick, thorough, and completely terrible for your stalker. The justice that results when God Himself determines that someone has crossed too many boundaries is not something that could be administered by human courts. Everything, I mean everything, is about to be lost for this person. Their home, their work, their relationship, their security, their reputation, and everything else will fall apart at once. It turns out that the life they believed they had created was a house of cards, and the wind of divine justice is about to blow it all apart. Tonight, not tomorrow, not next week, is the last night of the relationship they have worked so hard to control. The individual they have been fooling and controlling has had enough. The eviction notice is currently being served. It won't arrive. They are instructed to get their things and go right away. They are canceling their engagement, if they had one. They are canceling the wedding they may have planned. In before of their eyes, The future they believed they were securing via control and manipulation is crumbling. When this becomes more than an emotional altercation, law enforcement is ready to intervene. There will soon be severe legal repercussions for the stalking behavior they believe they could continue to get away with. This person's fate has been sealed by their unyielding reluctance to change and their resolve to continue following you and crossing boundaries. They had innumerable chances to pause, turn around, and take a different course, but instead they intensified their poisonous behavior, and now they will pay the full price. You didn't have to do anything to bring about this justice. The cosmic correction that is currently taking place was triggered by your decisions to remain in accordance with divine will, to refuse to degrade yourself to their level, and to uphold your integrity in the face of their attacks. You refrained from taking matters into your own hands because you trusted in divine timing. You believed that justice would be done without your intervention, even though others could have tried to get retribution or reveal their adversary. Instead of ruining their lives, you choose to concentrate on creating your own. While their foundation collapsed under the weight of their own dishonesty, this decision not only kept your hands clean, but also expedited your own achievement. Your requests for justice and safety are being granted in ways that are beyond the scope of human imagination. Divine involvement is evident in the fullness of their loss, the thoroughness of their demise, and the ideal timing of their exposure. Most people never find the source of your power in this situation. The complete mastery of not caring about their games. You are remarkably unconcerned while others are occupied with frantic efforts to capture your interest, elicit a response, and entice you to join their drama. Your strategy is just brilliant. You've made the decision to put on a show and live your life bigger, bolder, and more beautiful than ever before, rather than hiding, altering your routine, or allowing their stalking to make you feel small. As their world falls apart, you're giving them a front-row ticket to see you prosper. You're using a very clever resistance tactic. You are depriving them of the same thing that fuels their fixation when you refuse to give them what they desire most: your energy, your attention, your emotional response. They get more and more insane every day you don't interact with them. You have a deep understanding of human psychology. The more you ignore them and the more they use negative tactics to attempt to attract your attention, the more insane they get. You're just going about your life. You're not attempting to harm people. However, to someone who has decided to live in darkness, your happiness, prosperity, and tranquility are like poison. Your self-assurance has turned into a weapon. You are aware of your beauty. You are aware of your success. You are aware of your blessings and don't try to hide them. They always see someone who is thriving in spite of their attempts at sabotage, someone who is utterly unconcerned by their existence when they peek into your life. You have an insurmountable psychological edge. You are aware that every day you continue to live your life without restrictions, to be happy, to prosper, is another day they suffer in their own self-made prison of obsession. You made your stage out of their observation. You made sure they had something interesting to observe because you knew they were observing you, because you knew people were listening. You made your presentation better, your lifestyle better, and your happiness better. Your choice to stay physically healthy, dress nicely, and project confidence in front of them was a masterful display of psychological control. You were only refusing to be devalued by their existence. You weren't attempting to harm them. You decided to live a fuller life, be more visible, and socialize more since you knew it would prove that their stalking had no detrimental effect on you. They became desperate as a result of this decision. They were always in the dark since you wouldn't let them in on your innermost feelings or ideas. They had no idea what you were truly thinking or feeling, but they could observe your outward life all they wanted. In addition to eliminating bad influences from your life, the universe is also bringing in strong guardians who will make sure that this type of abuse never occurs again. Your story is about to be entered by someone special, someone who doesn't play games and won't put up with anyone who threatens your tranquility. This person exudes a subtle strength that makes intelligent people back off and stupid people learn hard lessons. Not only do they have love feelings for you, but they are also willing to protect you from anyone who would try to ruin your life. Your stalker will immediately realize they've been playing with fire when they come across this new protection. This person will not put up with harassment, stalking, or intimidation of any kind. They are completely ready to use any means necessary to enforce boundaries, and they have no tolerance for those who are incapable of doing so. Your success at work is also linked to your new protection. They are knowledgeable about money, business, and how to accumulate and safeguard riches. This is a collaboration that will improve all aspects of your life, not just your love relationship. Additionally, you have a wider network of support than you may think, people you have counseled, assisted, and shown kindness to throughout the years. All of them are keeping an eye on this scenario and are ready to support you when the time comes. You're about to reap unexpected rewards from the loyalty you've gained with your genuine character. People appreciate you for your persistent integrity and sincere concern for other people, not just because you're successful. Your stalker made a crucial error in judgment by believing you were alone, weak, and easily intimidated. They were unaware that you are surrounded by those who actually care about your welfare and will stand up for you if needed. Your own actions and character, the commitment you displayed in your relationships, the generosity you gave to others, and the integrity you upheld under duress, attracted this degree of protection. Loyal supporters were drawn to your cause by all of these attributes. Your new love interest quickly recognized the stalker's deceit. Since they have dealt with toxic behavior in the past, they are aware of it and don't intend to let it ruin your tranquility or their relationship with you. Those in charge within your support system have the power to make the stalker's life extremely difficult if they persist in their harassment. These are folks that donated their services because they value you, not because you asked them for aid. The universe brought in people who could handle any harm the stalker would pose at the exact moment their behavior was reaching deadly proportions. Thus, the timing of this protection entering your life couldn't be more ideal. Your guardian does more than only talk about protecting you. They actually do it. They make calls, establish limits, and make sure that everyone in your vicinity is aware that harassment will not be accepted and that you are protected. If you want to witness God's miracles, act now. Contribute $100 or more through Super Thank You on YouTube. Your offering is like a seed that comes back to you when planted. Let His light illuminate your steps. Every donation is an echo in His plan. Even impartial onlookers can recognize who needs correction and who needs encouragement because of the stark contrast between your protector's strength and your stalker's vulnerability. Where your stalker brought confusion, your protector offered serenity. Where they brought insecurity, your guardian brought confidence. Where they brought drama, your protector brought stability. Your new relationship showcases everything your stalker lacks. You've been doing something remarkable with your work, your aspirations, and your goals, while your stalker has been wasting their life worrying about you. All of them aim to materialize in ways that surpass your expectations. Unbeknownst to you, you have been preparing for the breakthrough that is coming this month. Every difficulty you've encountered, every barrier you've surmounted, and every development you've gone through has been setting you up for this victory. The acknowledgement you're receiving isn't merely a result of your career achievement, it's confirmation from the universe that you've always been on the correct path. People will publicly recognize the value you provide to the world, celebrate your successes, and appreciate your accomplishments. There's going to be a big improvement in your financial status. Everything you've put into yourself, the chances you've taken, and the faith you've kept in the face of adversity is about to pay off in real, quantifiable ways. You have something that is uncommon in our world: sincere divine favor. When you link yourself with divine purpose, everything you touch seems to turn to gold. This isn't a coincidence, nor is it luck. It comes naturally when you walk in your truth and live an authentic life. Your spiritual activities, prayer life, and relationship with divine direction have all been preparing you for this abundant season. You ask with confidence because you know you're walking in accordance with divine will, rather than merely hoping for things to happen. Even when it doesn't seem like it, everything in your life is happening at the ideal moment. Divine timing follows a plan that prioritizes your greatest good over your short-term wants. All of the delays that annoyed you were actually well-timed, keeping you from accepting anything less than what you were due. Throughout this whole experience, your wisdom has been increasing at an exponential rate. People's intentions can be inferred before they are made public. Changes in energy are palpable before they occur. You have a wonderful ability to separate fact from fiction. While your stalker was wasting time worrying about you, you made the decision to invest in your education, your abilities, and your personal growth. Dividends from this option are now compounded every day. The appropriate people were impressed by your determination to remain professional in spite of personal drama at the right moment. Your maturity in separating your personal struggles from your public performance created opportunities. While your stalker damaged relationships with their destructive behavior, you worked in a real manner. Opportunities they could never have access to are now being created by the relationships you established based on sincere desire and mutual gain. You stand out in your field because of your reputation for dependability, which you developed via your dedication to job excellence despite personal distractions. Even under pressure, people know they can rely on you to produce high-quality solutions. You chose development over rumors, advancement over quarrels, and progress over small-time drama. By making these decisions, you set yourself up for success, whereas your stalkers set themselves up for failure. In the midst of upheaval, your spiritual activities helped you stay focused and centered. Every other achievement in your life was built upon this spiritual stability. You discovered that even when human timing appeared off, you could rely on heavenly timing. You were able to stay patient during times of preparation and prepared during times of opportunity because of this trust. Because you worked towards what you desired and valued what you already had, your thankfulness practice brought you more blessings. This is a unique and potent blend of ambition and contentment. Everyone who believed they understood you will be shocked by your next move. You've been making plans for the future while they've been preoccupied with your current predicament. When you reveal the plan you've been working on behind closed doors, everyone will see why you've maintained your composure in the face of mayhem. You've perfected the skill of moving in silence, so no one can see what's coming. You only act when the timing is appropriate. You don't make your plans or your strategy public. As your adversaries wore themselves out with fruitless attacks, this strategy has kept you safe. Everyone concerned has come to understand the reality about your stalker's personality. Because they have personally seen the amount of poison and dishonesty this person brings to every circumstance, people who may have previously been neutral are now firmly on your side. Your choices to avoid drama, to avoid involvement with disorder, and to keep your cool in the face of provocation are going to be spectacularly validated. People now realize that you were overcoming conflict rather than escaping it. Your stalker totally underestimated the position of strength you're operating from. They mistook your quiet for weakness, but in reality, it indicated you were 10 steps ahead of them. You were creating an empire while others were concentrating on minor annoyances. Because it is based on a spiritual relationship rather than human circumstances, your joy has become unbreakable. Since happiness originates from within, from your relationship with the cosmos, and from your awareness of your own worth and purpose, no one can take it away from you. Not only is the peace you've been hoping for approaching, It has already arrived. You can sense it enveloping your life like a cozy blanket, taking the place of the turmoil and drama with composed assurance and well-defined goals. From the start, this has been a perfect arrangement. The universe used your adversary's own behavior to reveal their true nature and advance you to the next level, even if it appeared to be harassment and stalking. The full change of your situation, from chaos to harmony, from struggle to success, from confusion to clarity, is the miracle you are seeing, not just the elimination of bad individuals from your life. You are stronger, smarter, and more compassionate as a result of your recovery journey through this event. You've learned to remain composed under duress, to believe in divine timing even when it's inconvenient, and to value yourself despite attempts by others to undermine it. The new beginning that lies ahead of you is a whole new book, not just a new chapter. All of your knowledge, triumphs, and accomplishments have equipped you for opportunities that would have overwhelmed the person you were before this adventure started. Not because they decide to stop, but because of supernatural intervention. Your stalker's obsession with your life is about to come to an end. The cosmos is raising you above their reach while moving them to face the repercussions of their decisions. You made the decision to record your development rather than their demise. You were producing proof of your own achievement while they were producing proof of their own failure. Making this decision guarantees that your tale finishes in victory rather than catastrophe. You were released from the prison of bitterness while they were still stuck in their fixation by your decisions to forgive without forgetting, to let go without growing resentful, and to go on without turning back. You realize that great success is the best kind of retaliation, and you have been constructing that prosperity while they have been constructing their own devastation. The result was set by your emphasis on constructive creation and theirs on destructive destruction. While they were still furious, you were able to maintain your composure because of your belief in fairness. Perfect justice has rewarded your patience, and you knew that cosmic law would finally remedy the imbalance they caused. At this point, their power to disturb your tranquility ends, and a new season begins in which your life unfolds precisely as it should, without disruption, without drama, and without anyone vying for your attention who doesn't deserve it. Your future is more promising than you could have ever dreamed. The victory is total, and the justice is flawless.